Hello, today we're doing the Edexcel higher paper from May 2023. It's paper 1, which is a non-calculator paper, and we're going to do question 4. So let's read the question. It says the table shows information about the daily rainfall in a town for 60 days, and you're given a table of data. What does the data show us? It shows us the rainfall in millimeters, and the rainfall is given in class intervals. So any days that had rainfall between 0 and 5 millimeters will be included in this group here. So 8 days had rainfall between 0 and 5 millimeters. Notice that here you have a less than or equal to, but here you only have a less than sign. What does that mean? It means that any day that had rainfall of 5 or more would go into this class interval here. The first class interval is only for days between 0 and up to 5 millimeters, but not including 5. Days with 5 millimeters of rain would be included in the second interval class, just as days with rainfall of 10 millimeters would be included in this class here. So that's something to think about. It may be useful in this question, it may not be, but it's good to notice these things. We know that the rainfall was measured over 60 days. So another thing to remember is that the frequency, they're telling you that it was measured over 60 days, so this will add up to 60. That's the total number of days. And the question goes on to ask you to draw a frequency polygon for this information. So the first question you should be asking yourself is, what is a frequency polygon? What does a frequency polygon look like? What does a frequency polygon look like? Is it a set of columns? Is it a set of points which are not joined together? Is it a set of points joined together with a curved line? Is it a set of points joined together with a straight line? So these are things to think about. You need to know what a frequency polygon is. The next thing to think about is I am expected clearly to plot these points on this graph here. Where do I plot the points? I know that 8 days had rainfall between 0 and 5 millimeters. But where do I plot those 8 days? If I got, this is 5, this is 8 here. Do I plot it at the beginning of the class interval? Do I plot it in the middle of the class interval, because the middle of 5 would be 2.5? Or do I plot it at the end of the class interval? Where do I plot the points? So that's something else to think about. Where do I plot the points? Okay. Have a think about this question, have a go at it, pause the video and then come back and we'll do the question together. Okay, so you're back. So I'm hoping that you have realized that you plot the points in the middle of the class interval. So the middle of this class here is going to be 2.5. The middle of 5 and 10 is 7.5. The middle of 10 and 15 is 12.5. A quick way of working this out, if you're finding it difficult, is if you've worked out the middle of 0 to 5 and you know that's 2.5, if you take the lower class interval and add 2.5 to it, it will give you the middle of this class interval here. If you add 2.5 to 10, it'll give you 12.5 and so on. another way of doing it is if you add the two end values together, so you add the lowest with the highest and divide by 2, that will also give you the midpoint of the class interval. So 10 plus 5 divided by 2 is 10 plus 5 is 15, divided by 2 is 7.5, and so on. You could do it like that as well. But I'm simply taking 15 and I'm adding 2.5 to it because that was my class interval right at the beginning, and the midpoint of my class right at the beginning. So 15 plus 2.5 is 17.5, and 20 plus 2.5 is 22.5. So this is where I'm going to plot the points. Okay, so 2.5 goes up to 8. I'm going to make that a bit bigger so it comes out clearer. Okay, and then we have 7.5 is 24, so 7.5 is here, halfway between 5 and 10, and is 20, that's 25 there, so that's 24 there. 12.5 is 13, so midpoint of 10 and 15 is 13, that's 10. That's 15, so 2 down from 15 is 13. 17.5 is 11, so halfway between 15 and 20 is 17.5. That's 10, that's 11 there. And 22.5 is 4, so halfway between 20 and 25 is 22.5, and we're going to plot at 4. And then what you do is frequency polygon is joined together with straight lines. So basically you're just going to draw a straight line between these points and you're going to join them together. So that's going to join that one with that one there. Okay. I'll join this one here with this one there. Like that. This one comes here and joins. So we're joining them in the order that they were plotted, not randomly. And this one goes here like that. It would be very much easier for you if you had a very sharp pencil to plot your points so that they are clearly exactly where you want them to be. Let me just get rid of that blue line. I don't know why that's there. Right. So a sharp pencil is very useful here. Now notice that I didn't extend the line down to 0. There, I haven't extended it down to go to 0 like that. No. Okay? It begins at where it starts in the table. And because we're plotting it at the midpoint, we're not extending it down to 0 like that. So this is what your frequency polygon should finally look like. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'm happy to answer your questions.